Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design, and guess what? I'm back out in the factory. Been in on the computer a good part of the day, experimenting around with moving videos, just a few, from the old website to the new website. And I've had some help, but their equipment doesn't work like my equipment, which is no surprise. That's just the way computers are. I've got different computer, and it's been a bit of a struggle. So, if you see any videos on the website that are from the old site and they're in the main part, they're not supposed to be. I've got it set so I can see them, but you shouldn't be able to see them, but you know how that works. Maybe not. Anyway, if you go in and click on playlist, there's two videos I put in there about, one is welding up the Velomobile, and the other one is going for a ride in it. I thought I might put some in between that, but that's the beginning and the end. And I did those. Now, on a totally different subject, because I get good hits when I do this, so here we go. Had a guy email me, won't leave his name right out of it, and he was a little bit mad about the video I made about beer. Remember I explained to you why I didn't give away the beer, why I dumped it. And I talked about the people that were alcoholics around me. Well, okay. Let me tell you a little story, and then you'll see why not just beer, just health in general. My father was like this guy, healthy as a horse, never had a thing wrong with him, ain't been to the doctors in 25 years, don't even have a cold, life is good, nothing bothers me. And he didn't drink. My father never drank. I don't think he ever drank. So anyway, but he smoked. One day, get up in the morning, he was 46 years old. I was just a little pup. He was driving a excavator for the state, and I was driving a gravel truck for the state. And he didn't feel good. Just didn't feel good. He didn't say what symptoms he had, just said, I don't feel good. And he went to work. And around noontime, 11 o'clock, the supervisor come and got me, and he said, you got to park your truck and go run the loader. I said, why is that? He said, your father doesn't feel good and he's going home. Well, my father had never gone home ever that I can ever remember in his lifetime. But he went home. And he went home, laid down on the couch, and he dragged himself around for, I don't know, the rest of the day, maybe part of the next day, but I think the rest of that day. And it got a little worse. Finally got bad enough so he's pretty concerned. My mother called an ambulance and they loaded him and took him to the hospital. They got him to the hospital and checked him out and said, you've had a heart attack. Okay. Well, while he was there, in bed, getting straightened out, he had another one. Not a big one, small one. Another small heart attack. Heart stopped, actually. Not a good thing. And they got it going again, got him going, and eventually he came home and yada, 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 had some medication and everything, and kept on smoking, and life was good. And had another heart attack. This time he retired, and he went to Florida, and his health just went right down the tube. But the root of the problem was he was diabetic and he'd never taken it serious, and it did damage to everything. He had diabetic cataracts and had lenses installed in his eyes, and he was on all kinds of medication, and it damaged his heart, damaged all his organs. Diabetes will do that to you. And really long story short, in a few years, after telling me that he didn't want to live anymore anyway because his life sucked so bad, he died in bed. Gone. That didn't bother me any because I never liked him and he never liked me. So That's kind of hard-hearted, but it's true. And since then, I have watched quite a few people who drink tell me nothing about it, never catch a cold, nothing. I'm a hale and hearty, healthy, no problem at all. Nothing wrong with me. And maybe a year or two later, they get a cold or something, just couldn't shake it, finally give up and go to the doctors, and they get to the doctors and do a blood test and check them over, go, holy cow, you've got stage 4 lung cancer, you're a couple months, that's all I'm going to give you, you're gone. Or you've got liver cancer or, something bad. And they only live just a few months after that. And then they're gone. So for all these hale and hearty people ain't been to a doctor in 20 years, you might want to make an appointment and have things checked out, because at least once a year you might want to go and just have things checked out, because you might think you're hale and hearty. But I'm almost positive that if you haven't seen a doctor in 20 years and you're over 40, that there's something wrong with you. You either got high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or a heart problem, or an enlarged liver, or there's something wrong with you. And the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. Borderline diabetic or a diabetic, something. So it's a good idea at least once a year. I go every 4 or 5 months because I am diabetic. And that's comical, because I was always hale and hearty. I got an ear infection. Couldn't get rid of it. No matter what the doctors, and they gave me all kinds of, I just could not get rid of it. Well, they finally checked me and found out that I was diabetic. Well, if you're diabetic and you have an infection, the sugar in your blood feeds the infection and it won't go away. It's just a bad thing. So they got me on some medication for diabetes, got my blood sugar down, and the ear infection went away. Left me deaf in this ear, but that's just the price you pay for having a lousy doctor. Doctor should have checked actually did take a blood test, and my blood sugar was high and completely missed it 3 times. Yeah, we went back through the records with another doctor, and my blood sugar had been high for a couple years, and the doctor just missed it. Same doctor gave me a prescription for antibiotics, and I went to the pharmacy, and the pharmacist walked up to me and looked at me, and he said, you talked to your doctor about this? I said, what's the problem? He said, well, this antibiotic that they've given you, you take Benicar, right? I said, yeah. He said, well, if you take this and take Benicar, he says, it'll kill you. In about 3 days, you'll be dead. So he said, I recommend that you get off the Benicar for at least a week before you start taking this antibiotic. Or, she should have known better than that. I caught it. Came right up on the computer. But good doctor. You get that with this free health care. So anyway, that's just a spin on it, Just because you think you're hearty and healthy and rugged and smoking cigarettes and drinking beer and going deer hunting and all, it may not be so. And you won't know about it until you get sick. And you will get sick at some point in time. And when you do, it'll be too late. All my relatives did the same thing, and they all died. They went to the doctor, and the doctor, my aunt, get a little cough, couldn't get rid of it, went to the doctor. 2 months later, she was dead from lung cancer. My father died of heart attack. My uncle, he's diabetic. I don't know what to deal with it, but he went to the doctor, and he died very shortly after that. So, and a lot of these people are masking the symptoms with alcohol. If you're drunk, you feel great. And you start to sober up, you drink a little more beer, and you feel great again. And it kind of masks the symptoms, and you think you're in really good shape and take on the world, and then you find out you're dead. So anyway, that's my spin on that. And, I'm 64 years old, and I've seen a few things come and go, and that's one of them. That's an eye opener to me. So I go to the doctors fairly often and get checked up about every 4 months, and if not for that, I probably would be dead now because I've between the blood sugar and cholesterol and blood pressure and everything else, I probably would have passed away by now if I just been drinking beer and smoking cigarettes and working a job and not paying attention. Something to think about. Yep. I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Try to have a really great day and try to have some fun today. You deserve it. Bye-bye.